So guess what? When you see someone as amazing as Wes Watson on your screen, you couldn't fathom how it could be real. It's gotta be all fake. Because I could never even understand how the someone would pay $95,000 a month in rent. So I'm just gonna talk shit that he rents his pad, and I'm gonna fully just skip over the understanding that I don't have $95,000 a month, and I'm in his comments all buck-toothed and cross-eyed, all, "Hey, fucking rents his plan."
All right, so Wes Watson had...
Wow, so, yeah, if you guys couldn't see, we're doing another Wes Watson video today from Too Lazy to Try. And already starting off with a banger of a take. I mean, who doesn't want to rent their pad for $95,000? Not rent it out to other people, of course. I mean, rent your pad every month for $95,000. I mean, if you can't do that, just say you're a brokey and move on. Because clearly that's what it is. I mean, you're not financially smart, or, you know, you don't have a functioning brain. You just don't do it because you're a brokey. And, yeah, that's something to be embarrassed about.
has been continuing to struggle with the haters. It's gotten so bad, his parents are DMing people, threatening to sue them for making fun of Wes. You know, the big bad alpha male, Wes Watson, needs his mom and all his minions to defend him because he keeps getting gadooshed by his haters.
The guy used the word gadooshing. The guy said that they're on there gadooshing me.
And as you can tell,
Did he mean to say, like, skadoosh? Like Kung Fu Panda? Because I could be wrong, but I've never heard the term or the word gadooshing. Is that like a gay prison thing I don't know about, or I'm not sure. But either way, yeah, interesting for sure.
It's causing him to just lose it, which is hilarious to watch. I mean, he has a meltdown every day on Instagram over the dumbest shit, and he's just so easy to troll. Like, he's always responding to the haters, and now he keeps doing impressions of them. And it's just so funny to think this is somebody's life coach. You know, people are paying this guy $6,000 a month to get advice from him.
Yeah, that's the real scenario. That's real close to your life, stupid. Huh. About Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. They want to be all up in your personal lives. Why? Because theirs suck bad. So they're like, "Hey, but what is that? Is that a new girl? Ah! Hey, fucking Rich is playing."
Something about the way he does that fucking impression is just so annoying to me. Like very, very, very annoying. Also, Too Lazy to Try makes a good point. Like, you know, people are paying this guy how much money a month to get yelled at by this guy? This guy who can't handle internet hate as being a full-time content creator? I mean, that's nuts to me. That goes to show you all you need to know, pretty much.
Like, this guy really convinces people to go into credit card debt to pay for his course. And it's so funny because you can tell when he starts to lose clients or business isn't going well, because he starts flipping out about how people are broke losers for not having tens of thousands of dollars to give him. And he always tries to make it seem like it's not a lot of money by talking about how much money he has and how $20,000 is nothing to him. But he only has this money because of the broke losers that pay him. So that's why I get so worked up about it, because he needs their money.
Well, also, I mean, I love how he calls them broke losers after they've just given him $3,000 a month. It's like, yeah, I wonder why they're broke. Probably because your program is bullshit, you're full of lies, and you don't have an honest bone in your body, so you just scam people, have no regret or, you know, no morals about it. And, yeah, and then you call them broke losers, and then you just repeat the cycle. Then you basically bully them into, like, submitting again and again and again.
And it's funny because his strategy is to yell at people who are barely scraping by and be like, "Look how rich I am. I'm driving around in a Lambo. 20,000 is nothing, so give it to me," which is so backwards. You know, it's like, you're broke, I'm rich, give me money, you idiot.
The fact that there's so many fucking grown men and women who don't have 20 fucking grand. Oh my God, that would be lame. Holy shit. You know, most people I know got millions, like, and we're not special. Like, we're at the bottom. Like, having some M's is whatever. And you motherfuckers don't have 20 grand and say it's expensive. And the program doesn't even start at, it starts at 3 grand.
Oh, wow, a lot to unpack here. I mean, come on, guys. He makes a good point. We're being too harsh. The program doesn't even start at 20,000. It starts at 3,000. Now, see, isn't that much more doable every month? I mean, who cares if most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, can barely afford to pay rent or a mortgage, feed their kids and their spouses and significant others and themselves? Who cares about that? Have you ever thought about maybe not being broke? You ever thought about maybe investing in your future? It's a small fee of $3,000 per month. And it goes up to 20. Like, you don't even have to pay the 20. And then you can have some M's. And like Wes said, I mean, having an M is whatever. But it's a start. It's a start.
Guys, because I don't even understand how the you can have so little self-worth that in your one motherfucking life you would choose to be a fucking peasant. It's fucking crazy. Who the fuck thinks that lowly of themselves?
Yeah, so that's Wes driving around in a Lamborghini and a Bugatti, yelling about how peasants don't want to give him money, which he needs to afford the Bugatti. Like, imagine spending all your money to finance this guy's lifestyle. You know, it's like, I'm sick of being a peasant. Let me help this guy pay off his Bugatti. That should help. Yeah. And people think if they pay him, then they'll get to hang out with him or something. So he has to lecture them about that too, because they obviously expect more if they're paying $20,000. But Wes, he only does like a 20-minute call, if that, because he doesn't want to talk to these people. So if someone asks him how much one-on-one time they get, he flips out and acts like it's an insane question because that's probably the most asked question, and he's sick of hearing it. So he has to lecture them and try to convince them all it takes is 20 minutes, and he can teach you how to be a millionaire.
I wonder why.
Wait. Here's the best one. This is how a dumb fucking 9-to-5er thinks. Well, how much time do I actually get to spend with you? What the fuck? We're going for fucking results here. We're going for value-driven results. What if what I know took me 20 minutes to tell you, and you would make millions and millions and millions? Would you fight to have your money be exchanged for time still? That's how fucking you know you're stupid. You guys are fucking psychopaths. If you're like, wait, how much of my money am I exchanging for your time? You fucking idiots. If you think that way, that's the first understanding that you're a fucking dumb shit 9-to-5er.
Yeah, and he can't.
Yeah. 9-to-5er. I love that. You know, I also tend to like to shit on the people that literally make the world go round by working on, quote, 9 to 5. You know, because who needs people there while you get gas or while you get food or your coffee or you check into your hotel or you know, do pretty much literally anything outside of your home? Yeah, who needs that, right? That's something you should be ashamed of if you have. Clearly Wes doesn't have that. You know, he's not a 9-to-5er. He has an M. He has a few M's. And also, it's just kind of insane that he's trying to, like, he's getting mad because he realizes the stupidity of it and how bad it looks to say, like, you give me this much money, you're not going to get, you know, an equal amount of time, which is a fair question to ask. Like, you know, the people that buy his course, I'm not going to lie, seem pretty brain dead. But you're not that brain dead if you think to ask that question at least. Like, it's a fair question. How much time am I getting in exchange for my money? That's what a lot of people do. That's why a lot of people choose certain jobs. I mean, if time to money wasn't an issue, Wes, why would a 9-to-5 be a problem? Why would that be an issue? I mean, who cares if I only make, you know, $150 in a day? I mean, I thought the time doesn't matter. I thought the correlation is just stupid. I thought you're just being a hater. I mean, this is the thing. The guy definitely realizes, Like, this has to be an act or like a front. Like, this guy knows how much of an idiot he is. There's no way he does not.
Spend too much time with his clients because he's busy. He's got a lot going on, and he needs to get back to coping with getting gadooshed by his haters. That's more important stuff.
That they all sit there and gadoosh me. Oh my fuck. Oh my God. Imagine this stud, this ringleader of Reddit reviewers who gadoosh me. Oh, the world we live in today. No fucking way.
Yeah, so he's been going through it recently. I guess it's not easy getting gadooshed every day on Reddit. It's a tough life for Wes. Even driving around in his supercars is now starting to take a toll on him. The poor guy has sore feet from driving around in his Bugatti. That's seriously what he was complaining about on Instagram recently. How difficult it is to drive around in supercars all day, which I'm pretty sure he's just driving for the sake of driving half the time. He's not even going anywhere. Like, he's just driving so he can record a video in his car.
I just don't even fucking want to. My feet hurt. You guys don't realize driving hypercars and supercars and SVJ or a Bugatti or something, that shit whoops your ass. Fuck, by the time you get in and out the motherfucker, you sit in it for 45 minutes, your back's blasted. You gas it a few times, you drive like an asshole, you're gripping the fucking floor with your feet and shit. Sometimes you just gotta take your fucking shoes off and put them on the fucking fluffy ass carpet.
So, hold on. Let me get this straight. The alpha male guru badass has to put his little feet on a fluffy carpet because it's hard to drive a supercar. It's hard to get in and out because you're getting your back blown out, according to him. I mean, your back is hurting, according to him. So, yeah, I really don't even know what to say at this point. Like, you can't even write these jokes. I mean, they write themselves. Like, it's insane. This is what I'm talking about, where it's like no thought process. He says this stuff and he doesn't even like watch it before he hits like send or upload. Like, it's insane.
So now he's basically just complaining about being rich. Like, this is supposed to be an alpha male, but he's talking about how his feet are hurting from driving, so he needs someone else to drive so he can rub his feet on the fluffy carpet. Like, these are the biggest problems Wes deals with. His feet hurting from driving and his Reddit haters gadooshing him. And then he has the audacity to talk about how everybody else is getting too soft. I mean, this guy just gets triggered by everything. Like, recently he had a meltdown over some balloon filter on Instagram. First it was the leaf blower, and now it's balloons he's getting triggered by. It's hilarious. But apparently this is how an alpha male is supposed to act, and you can learn how to be like this for only $6,000 a month.
When you inspire them, when you give them a workable path that will change these balloons. Damn it! I hate that shit. When you give someone a workable path, this is the most sought after spot to live in Miami, besides like Star Island and maybe Hibiscus or Palm. But there's Star Island, there's Hibiscus and Palm Island, and then there's San Marco, San Marino, Delito, and Revo Alto. Fuck these fucking balloons. How the fuck do you turn that shit off, and who the fuck designed that shit so we could put their head under my foot real quick?
Yeah, so Wes gets triggered by a lot, and it's always hilarious. I mean, ironically, he might be one of the funniest people on the internet, and he's just the best to troll. Like,
I mean, you gotta love a good lol cow, especially if they're harmless. Well, this guy isn't harmless. He's taking money from a lot of people, but he isn't outright robbing. Well, I mean, it's robbing them, but he's not reaching into their bank account without their permission. I mean, they're giving it to him. They're still getting robbed, but, that's beyond the point.
It makes it so easy. I mean, this Reddit user messaged him a month ago about his cores, and he's just messing with him. He's like, how long until I start renting escorts and yelling at people on Instagram and flipping out at leaf blowers? So then Wes got all pissed, and he's like, oh, you're just one of those haters from Reddit. But apparently he didn't block the guy, so he messaged him again. The same guy on the same phone number messaged Wes, and he's like, I'm interested in your coaching. Can you let me know the details? And Wes fell for it again. He's like, what's up, bro? What's your main focus? And he's like, basically, I'm 5'5", 240, and I eat cupcakes and chips all day, and I beat my stick 8 times a day and do some other disgusting stuff. And Wes is like, are you messing with me, or do you really do that last part? Don't waste my time. And he said, I really do it. So then Wes sent him a rundown of his course. And the guy's like, all right, I'll do 12 months for 40,000. He's like, great, you need it. He's like, first I have a couple questions. Do I need a leaf blower? Do I rent escorts? Do I rent supercars? Do I rent a mansion? Do I beef with Reddit users all day? And then Wes responded and said, I knew you were a troll. And it's like, yeah, he already did the same exact thing to you. And if you knew he's a troll, then why are you wasting your time with him? And then the guy just responded with a leaf blower. And Wes is like, you're a weirdo. I'm blocking you now. Yeah, so it's getting tough out there for Wes. And
Looks like Wes got a little scared there. That's hilarious, though. I mean, you gotta love when people do harmless stuff like that. I mean, he's not attacking the guy at his home. He's not, saying anything too intense to him. He's just roasting him with his own. I mean, this is the thing. Wes gives these guys like content to roast him with. It's not even like they have to try hard to find anything. He literally offers it up on a silver platter.
He's really disappointed because originally he thought one of his haters was going to finally pull up at the gym in person, but they didn't show up, and he's really disappointed because he said he's looking forward to getting a BJ from them.
Kind of sucks. I heard some fictional stories online that one of these guys was going to show up here on Saturday at 8 a.m. and nobody's here. I was going to get a BJ before Arm Day, but now I just got to go hit arms. Thought it was going to be baby Arm Day.
Yeah, so I think he might be starting to...
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't obvious enough before, I think it's very clear now that this guy is 100% like gay or in the closet or maybe even bisexual, but, and hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it'd be better off for him the sooner he comes to realize that and admits it. And, maybe he'll become a better person for it. Maybe if he becomes comfortable in his sexuality, he'll be a better person. Because, I mean, you don't just say stuff like that. Because, like, here's the thing. Straight people, they make, like, jokes about being gay, but you could tell, like, there's a difference. That just seemed a little bit sus. Paired with everything else, like, I mean, he seems to like yelling at men specifically. He's always talking about men and what the ideal man, like, I don't know. Just my opinion. I don't know for sure. And like I said, even if he was, nothing wrong with it, but, probably better to admit it, bud. Just saying.
Prison a little bit. I mean, the way he talks about it, it's like he enjoyed his time in there. He kind of brags about it. Like, he'll talk about embarrassing shit he did in there, like shoving stuff up his ass, and he'll act like it's something to be proud of. Because, I mean, people will question his stories, and some people didn't believe that he actually hooped his paperwork, because other people who have been to prison said there's just no reason to do that, like it's not necessary, and then also they just don't think it's possible, like it's way too big. But Wes, it's crazy, he's like, no, I did it, trust me. He's trying to convince people that he shoved a bunch of paper up his ass for no reason.
Oh, he didn't believe that you hooped your...
Yeah, I've seen this part. I've seen this specific clip on, like, Instagram Reels. So I'm going to skip over that, and I'm assuming that's the end of the video. Basically, in this last part of the clip, if you haven't seen it, Wes talks about hooping his paperwork, which, if you don't know, basically he folded his paperwork up into a little square, put it in a glove, wrapped that glove up multiple times, and tied it, and shoved it up his asshole. Yeah, shoved it right up there. And he is bragging about that, so... can't blame the guy. Obviously, that's something to brag about. You should be proud of that. Even more proud than getting a minimum of $3,000 a month from strangers to yell at them. So yeah, I think it's very commendable. I think Wes is a alpha male badass, and I think anybody who hates on him is just a beta who's afraid of getting mogged on. And honestly, if you hate on him, you're just a hater. You're not going to be able to gadoosh him. He's the master. He is the new Andrew Tate, and that's pretty much that. There's really nothing else to say. I mean, Wes is... No, but in all seriousness, I can't stand this guy. That's why I make so many videos about it. I'm very passionate on the whole alpha male grift thing, as people who have seen this channel before already know. I think it's harmful to young men. especially because, like, I feel lucky because I grew up with less internet. So I was able to kind of come into my own without having influential people like this. But even then, they still they can have an effect. And I think it is dangerous because it creates, just creates little assholes that's not needed. In the end, it's always better to be a good person, even if you don't think it's worth it, even if people tell you it's not worth it. It is. Because I've had people tell me that, it's not worth being a good person or a nice person. Nice guys finish last, all this and that. You can believe what you want. Obviously, don't just blindly take the advice of a YouTuber, especially a small one like me, but don't just blindly take the advice of anybody on the internet. I mean, figure out who you want to be as your own person. Don't listen to guys like this, and try not to gadoosh him, okay? He needs all the love he can get.